Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame, and this is the recap review of Harlem. Harlem is a television series that was released on Amazon Prime, and a lot of people compare it to Run the World, and I don't agree. Sorry, I was not really here for that television show, but I can kind of see where they were going with it. But no, I was not jumping for joy when I saw that show. Like I really would fall asleep while I was watching it. I don't know what it was, but I wasn't here for it. But anyway, I really thoroughly love this show. The main three actors that are in this show all the time, pretty much the majority of the time, are Whoopi Goldberg, Megan Good, and Tyler LaPlay. Who y'all know who Megan Good is? Y'all know who um, Whoopi Goldberg is. But Tyler, he was on the Haves and the Have Nots playing Benny Young, who I cannot stand. And to me, on this show, it was literally cut and paste of that. And so I was side eyeing him. Yes, he's fine in real life. I live for him on Down in the Valley where them girls get naked. But no, I can't stand him on the Have and the Have Nots. I understand that's over with now. I'm just saying that's very much what I was getting while watching him on this, but I digress. So anyway, so Megan Good's character's name is Camille, and she is an adjunct, I think, anthropology teacher in college at Columbia. And she is trying to become full time and get tenure. And if you don't know about the teaching life, I swear, every time any of my friends and cousins and stuff have discussed this, to me, it's like these people be doing the most. And I'm like, y'all know good and well, y'all need teachers. Y'all be wanting the world and then some. You don't pay them enough. Then they got to come out of pocket for all of these things. But they got to fight tooth and nail just to get tenure. I'm talking about the ones who prove themselves day one and every single day after that. But then they got to fight tooth and nail. I don't like that. So anyway, yeah. So the way that they have it come in when they show this show, they have her teaching, and they're showing this tribe of women. I forgot if it's called Momoa or whatever, y'all. I don't forget. But anyway, I don't even know if they are a real tribe, but it's a tribe of women who are stronger than men, but in their relationships, they are the ones who have the say so. They get to lead it all. They get to be the ones to say, "Oh, I want you." It's called walking marriage. And they walk and talk, and they get to be sexually liberated with them, do what they want to do. If they get bored with them, the marriage is over with, and they can hop right on somebody else as if nothing happened. So the commitment don't gotta be like that. It can legit be how it is here in the United States of America, where a dude sees somebody and he could be out here in these streets and don't nobody say nothing. It's literally the opposite there. It's where the women have the control and they can do what they do, and it's not seen as a double standard. So anyway, she wants her students to pretty much live out their day, their week, or however long it's going to be as these women. So the women in the class, they are going to have that type of attitude, and the males are expected to do as they're told and write a paper on their experiences. So then when class is over, this dude named Malik, or whatever his name was, who I think, is he the same guy who plays Zeke on Power Book 2 Ghost or whatever it is he the same person? I ain't even looked him up to see. So anyway, he done rolled up on her with an apple, the literal apple for the teacher. And so he told me some, "Oh, I would happily love to have you work with me on this paper, and I'll do anything you tell me to do." And so she was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Columbia frowns upon fraternization with the students and all of that. So yeah, that's what's not gonna happen." So then they fast forward and they show her and the department head talking, and she is really, really good with her. She actually had her as a student when she was a student, and she loves her. Come to find out, she's the only student that this woman has ever lived for, ever liked. All the other students irritate her, even the ones that come in now. She can't stand nobody except Camille. So she talking to her and she was like, look, I just wanted to let you know that once we get the funding that we need, I'm going to usher you in as a full-time professor. You ain't got to worry about being adjunct anymore. And that is her dream because like I said, the teachers be going all the way through when it comes to stuff like that. So then later on, Camille goes and meets up with her friends who their names are Quinn. Quinn to me, I was like, I know it's not her, but she kind of looked like Paula Patton a little bit to me. Now I know Paula Patton has a certain look, but I was just like, I know it's not Paula Patton. What is this woman's name? But her name in real life is Grace Byers. I feel like I've seen her in other stuff before, but I don't know what. I already told y'all Tyler. I think I told y'all Tyler LaPlay is in this, however he pronounced his last name, who was from the Haves and the Have-Nots, and I always want to say The Pink, but that ain't the name of it. Don't know why I can't think of the name of the show. This woman named Shaniqua, I guess is Shandai. Her name is Angie on here, and Jerry Johnson, who goes by Ty. Now, I'm going to get into them separately as this episode goes along because they are all very, 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 very different in their own special ways. So she's linked up with them and they're talking. Angie is chocolatey. Her hair is everything. Her skin is everything. It's the gap for me and everything else in between. Like she is the keep it real, very potty mouth. I'll say what I want to say. I'm not going to hold back type of friend. And yeah. So she, of course, wants to know whether or not she went on ahead and bent over on the desk for old boy. And she's like, no. Like, I'm like, girl, if you don't go somewhere and sit down. The friend Ty is the lesbian / gay person in the group. Y'all already know on a lot of these shows, they will have at least one, they usually have like one person who was a part of the, who's under that umbrella of the LGBT, IQA plus community or whatever, however you say the last part. I don't forget. I don't remember y'all know what I'm saying. The order, sorry. So yeah, but she's very, very smart. She has developed this app that is for the queer community, that the Black queer community, that's supposed to be like a dating app or whatever, because it's harder for the Black gay people to find love. And so it is done exceptionally well. She done went off on these people because like everybody's going over how their day went. She done had to go off on these people because they over here trying to lowball her. Like they offered a really great amount of money, but she was like, yeah, what we not going to do is this. And then they sat up there, like I said, trying to lowball her and then gonna insult her intelligence by asking her assistant to basically be like, well, what do you think about the offer? She was like, how dare you even ask them? I'm the one that's supposed to receive the money. You know you're wrong. You know you're wrong for offering me this amount of money. You know I'm worth way more than this because I've developed this app. Like, don't try me. I was like, child, they really did try her for real. And so she is going to get a part in Forbes magazine. Like, she's everything. For her to be Black, for her to be a female, and for her to have created this app that is going to do wonders, it's a lot. It's record breaking and all of that. So it's everything. So, they going over her love life, the people who she been seeing. Like, she ended up going out on these dates, and then she found this one girl who was really into her, and they were freaky or whatever. It turns out they work in the same building, and so it's a mess, but we'll get back to that. So then we see Quinn, who is the woman who, to me, she kind of reminds me a little bit of Paula Patton. We see her in her place, and she's having a work call, and she's like a fashion designer of her own brands and all that. Like, she personally picks the fabrics, make sure they are from certain places, like they are specific types of blends and all. Like, she's very, 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 very particular, very knowledgeable of that type of stuff. But yeah, she's in the middle of talking to this person about a dress that she wants to launch when Angie comes in. Now, Angie, her background is a little bit different, and it's like, dang, how you fall from grace like that? She actually was a recording artist, had a career, was living in a place that unfortunately the the company that she was working under, they were paying for the rent, if you will, but she had her own place. And but she had this diva attitude. We'll get to that later on, but right now she's living with Quinn. Nobody else would allow her to live with them, or she felt like it was like the place was too small or whatever. So she living with her, and so she's in the middle of this work call. This heifer come in rapping all these vulgar lyrics, and like she has headphones on, so she don't know what's even going on. So she had to pause slash mute the call and let her know that she on the call and that it'll be over shortly or whatever. And so she wants to know, like, how did this gig go? Because she was trying to get a gig somewhere because she's not working at all. Like, she's not bringing any money in and has no money. And she's living there for free. And so she was like, oh no, that gig at the Sheridan was not going to work. I don't see myself as a hotel singer and all this other stuff. It was not going to work for me. And it's like, girl, if you don't calm down. Now, later on, y'all are going to see that the woman, Jasmine Guy, who played Whitley Gilbert on It's a Different World and on... I think at times they had her on the Cosby Show, but we ain't gonna go into that. Anyway, so yeah, Jasmine Guy's on here. She actually is playing Quinn's mama. They are West Indian. We gonna get into that, like I said. So anyway, her parents have money, and so she's able to live this lifestyle. Her boutique is not going that great. She actually did something else before that where she brought in her own money and it was lucrative enough for her to get by, but she was not passionate about it. And like I said, we'll get into that later on, and there's a reason for that. So yeah, after she had her heart to heart with Angie and all of that, they have this understanding, and she's going to go back to her call. Camille is out and about now with Angie, who was the woman who was the roommate. They're walking and talking, and then Camille all of a sudden is like, oh my gosh, no, duck. She want to duck off behind something because she sees her ex. Her ex is being played by Tyler. And I already told y'all that's the man who was on the Haves and Have-Nots playing Benny. Now, with their history, they used to be together. And it's been a while since she's seen him. He went off to Paris to this cooking school or whatever, and she was going to go with him, and she realized her worth and some other things happened. And it's a lot. Again, we'll get into that later on because it starts to unfold as the episodes progress. So yeah, she feels some type of way when she sees him, but she doesn't want him to see her. And she just feels like, oh, he's over here on my block. He knows this is my block. He knows this is where I live. And now she over here trying to duck and dodge and all of this just to walk to her own brownstone. It's like, what is we doing? I'm not finna duck and dodge. If you on my block, you know where I live. If we see each other, oh well. If I want to speak, I'm gonna speak. If not, oh well. So the girls are out at a movie to watch some kind of Madea movie in 3D. But before the movie starts, they're talking. And Ty is talking about how she asked out this woman who is very smart into finance and all this other stuff. But the thing is, she's maxed just like she is. They both are studs. And so it's like, oh, okay. And they were trying to read her the other day because they were like, oh, well, it's typical of you to pick women who you can basically control, or they aren't as, as you. Like, y'all know what it is when I did that. But anyway, they just tried to make it seem like the people that she had been dealing with were kind of dumbed down and all of that. But this woman is very, very smart. She's beautiful too, y'all. We ain't even got to that yet. I just remember from when I saw it. But yeah, Camille briefly discussed, how she felt about the ex coming into town. And everybody was like, well, if she's with a black woman, if he moved on with a black woman, respect. But if it's a white woman, oh, the disrespect. So y'all already know how that conversation always goes. But it is what it is. So they about to watch this movie. Camille is trying to really step into her independence as a single black woman living in New York. And while she was in the middle of a workout, oh boy, Malik then rolled up on her to turn her music off, and He over here talking about he done dropped her class, all that, also that he can get with her. And she was like, well, that's not very smart. I have a waiting list. Like, why would you do that? Just to think that you're going to get a chance with me? Like, that's kind of presumptuous. Like, I'm going to need for you to get your life together. So he done gave her the number and everything. And I'm just like, sir, you done went all the way off. Like, all the way off. I can't wait till I get to the part, y'all. So, the girls, like, they really are those friends that all day, every day, they up in each other's face. They seeing each other for breakfast, lunch, and dinner like they're doing the most. So the ladies are trying to have lunch, I guess, together. And they go to this place all the time. And like a group of white women came in and they were like, what we not finna do is this. We come over here all the time. Then they went to ask the hostess, well, how long is it going to be? Like, what is going on? And she was like, any minute now, the next table will be yours. And so they talking, and I'm just like, chop. Quinn has the worst luck when it comes to dating. It's like every time she get with somebody, it is a bizarre, ignorant, just ratchet situation. And like if you were to try to judge a book by its cover, you would not be able to guess that she's the one who has issues with men. But this heifer is finna go and on a date with a dude who is supposedly a lawyer. He's in Long Island though, but she gonna go to him. She was like, oh, well, ain't no problem with that because he getting off at like 10. And so Angie like, girl, that is a booty call. Like, what are you talking about? And so she's trying to reassure her that ain't what it is. It's just that he getting off late. It is what it is. And she doesn't see a problem with traveling over there to Long Island. And so she's excited about this date. I'm kind of looking like, I don't know about all that. Angie and Quinn are back at their place, and they kind of get into it. And it's like, child, why? Why is we getting into it? Like, it's ridiculous. They over here getting into it. And like I told y'all before, Angie does not have a job. But she was excited when she saw her because she was like, oh my gosh, girl, I got a gig. And it's not even a paying gig. Like, I guess she feels as though since she's mustered up the nerve to do open mic night somewhere, because she has not, sang in like around a year after everything happened with this company that she was with, she feels good about it. And so like the way that she said something about it, she felt like, girl, you didn't have to say it like that. So they didn't end up getting into it. It is what it is. This heifer is about to go to Long Island to meet this dude. So this man done met her at a super duper loud club. And so she felt some type of way, like it's going bad. I'm like, why is he not? I don't know. He didn't give me good vibes off rip. So my intuition was all the way right about this dude. So they trying to talk and can't really talk. He barely answering questions. Like, she's trying to figure out, like, is he on the right track at the job and all of that. And it's just a foolishness. So then she was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna go to the ladies' room. And then as soon as she was gonna walk off, she saw some other woman eyeing him and he was eyeing the woman back. And so she was like, matter of fact, I'm gonna leave my purse right here. Watch my purse for me. I'm like, girl, are you stupid? Are you dumb? I don't understand. So she just sat up here, left her purse with this man while she go to the bathroom. I'm just like, you got to be dumb. Cause I think this was the instance where she, spilled some drink on herself or something like that. So because of what it is, what material is made out of, she has to go and tend to it. So she go in the bathroom. I ain't never seen nobody try to like use a hand dryer the way she did it. Like, she literally looked like she was having sex with the air. I was just like, why? Even somebody came in and was like, girl, you better do that, like the way she was doing it. The girl said that and proceeded to go throw up. But anyway, so the dummy come back out. Of course, her purse is missing. Of course, old boy left. And he said that she was the one who was going to settle the bill. I'm like, girl, you got to be the dumbest hell forever. I don't understand. So now she outside the club or wherever it was they met up, trying to ask random people in the middle of the night if she can borrow the phone. Then she talking about, can you let me have $10? I'm having the worst night ever. This man, the one man who really did stop, was like, you know what? Let me stop you right there. I know what you're doing. Either you actually want the money and you gonna go buy some crack with it, or you gonna try to offer up some other services. I'm not here for it. So she was like, actually, no, I really just need to be able to get on the train and go home. And so he was like, that next train ain't coming until like 5 in the morning. She was like, 5 o'clock? Then we actually hit a train whistle. I was like, y'all know y'all petty for that train whistle. Well, Ty done linked up with an old girl. And as we've already discussed, they are two studs. And so they are intimate and all of this. Ty has blown this woman's mind. She was kind of shocked. And at first I was like, this is not finna go right, because she was trying to lead the situation. You know, a lot of studs, they tend to want to be the leaders. And so it's like, it's two studs who are in leadership roles as it is in their regular lives. And now y'all in the bedroom trying to do that. This one was like, nope, you need to do this. Nope, you need to do that. I thought Ty was going to cuss her out and tell her to get out. But anyway, the job was done, but it was one-sided, because it was like, girl, you got yours. What about mine? That heifer was like, I got a call I got to make. She had somewhere she had to be or whatever. This heifer then got up and left up out. I was like, child, don't nobody have time for this foolishness. Don't nobody have time for this foolishness. So this dummy that sat up here, and she in Long Island, and so since she has no way to contact anybody for the longest, she was finally able to get a hold to a phone somehow, and she called Angie, and Angie drove there and came and got her the next morning. And since they weren't talking to one another, they ended up finally apologizing for the things that they said. And she kind of just walked up to her and looked at her, and she was just like, I know. So she apologized to her. They apologized to one another. It was what it was. And you know, she was like, look, it's okay. I get what you're doing. Like, you're putting yourself out there, because she tried to read her about her situations. Because, like I said, all of her situations go sideways. I don't understand. Like, I'm talking about sideways in like unbelievable ways that it's like, this has to be something that's made up. It's how ignorant they are. And it's like, why are you this gullible? Like, this cannot be real life. So they apologized to one another. It was what it was. We ended up seeing Camille, Ty, and them. They all go out to support Angie at the open mic. And she does well. So Camille ends up feeling a certain type of way. Everybody knew how she was the first time that everything went down. Like, she actually had to leave her situation. And like I said, we'll get into that later on, but she's no longer with old boy. And she actually ended up running into him at the club, at the open mic. But he didn't see her. Well, or so we thought. But anyway, but she didn't want to be seen. So, like, she really was about to, like, reach out and touch him. But then she, like, turned around. Somebody dropped something. Like, she ran away. She did the most to not be seen. But Angie did well. And that was the end of the episode, y'all. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed this recap review. Watch it. This show is really good. Subscribe to my channel. Like this video. Let's talk about it down in the comment section. Bye.